quickly brief you on the press briefing on the 22nd of December 2025 quickly. First of all, we stand firm on our 5 principal commitments, and with legitimacy first being the primary principle based on humanitarian principle. And of course, the morale communication is the way that we want to portray and convey the message to the public as open and transparent as possible, giving the positive image and positive boost to the local community and the global community at large. So these are the 5 principles that remain firm. Another point that we like to address here with the opening of our press briefing is, of course, the importance that the high-ranking officials of the government, as well as from the Ministry of Defense and the armed forces, have given to the fallen heroes and, of course, to the injured soldiers from the clashes. As you can see in the pictures here, we have the Prime Minister of Thailand visiting not only the sick and the injured, but also to pay tribute to the dead and the fallen heroes as well. And another video footage here is a clear evidence confirming our point earlier about the use of human shield, the use of civilian in terms of the use of weapons. In this case, the BM-21 rocket launchers by the Cambodian armed forces now moving into residential area and using it as a protection, as shield against the counter-attack. And you can see clearly the BM-21 firing from the residential area here, which is completely against the international norm, international humanitarian law, and in this case, the Geneva Convention as well, in using human shield and civilian residential area as their protection. And we touched a little bit on the approach of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. As our next slide, please. Of course, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has issued a protest letter, and of course, some of the concerns in that press release today in regard to the statement of the protest of the Cambodian side concerning the 8th landmine incident. Unfortunately, an 8th soldier actually stepped on landmine yesterday, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has subsequently issued a letter of protest and also a statement here on their website in protest of that incident. Again, this is a clear violation of the Ottawa Convention, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs will continue to pursue any violation as such. In addition to that, the Deputy spokesperson of the Foreign Affairs also touched a little bit on the progress on the upcoming ASEAN ministerial meeting special session that is being conducted today. And of course, there will the results or the statements of such meeting will actually be informed to the general public in due course. And another issue condemning the use of anti-personnel landmines is this discovery of the notes by the Cambodian troops, actually writing the notes on where they want to lay the PMN2 landmines and which area and so forth. And these are the clear evidences of the Cambodian troops violating the Ottawa Convention as such, because obviously they still continue to use the PMN2, which is the banned landmine items that is against the Ottawa Convention in this case. And of course, another issue that was touched on is the ongoing negotiations and talks between the major powers here with the United States and China taking place as part of Thailand's approach and Thailand's way forward in creating understanding among the global community and in particular the major powers that are actually involved today. All right, so a quick look at the picture here. I believe this is the picture of today's meeting, the ASEAN Foreign Ministers meeting taking place in Kuala Lumpur. Again, as I said, the updates of the statement will be given to the general public in due course once it becomes available. All right, so a quick look at the time zone on about what happened since yesterday and today. Since yesterday, of course, we had the rocket attacks, the BMN-21 rocket attack from the Cambodian armed forces firing into Thai territory, prompting the Thai authorities to declare the area unsafe. So we had to evacuate the 4 districts in due course as a result. The 4 districts in Sa Kaeo province are the districts of Ta Phaya, Kok Soong, Aranyapatet, and Klong Hat. These are the 4 districts that the authorities have declared evacuation. And at 1:30, the Thai side successfully take control of the Tamor Dar Casino complex, which is a deserted complex. But we are pleased to announce that the complex has completely been secured by the armed forces. Early hours this morning at 7:30, the Cambodian grenade launcher attacked target of the residential zones in Kok Soong, Sa Kaeo, and of course granary was actually in damage, and you can see the picture of that fire incident later on as I show you in the next picture. But again, I'd like to emphasize at the 11:30 hours, a Thai soldier was killed, unfortunately, from the incident of the heavy firing from the Cambodian side and attacking the military positions in Ta Phaya border in Sa Kaeo as well. So this is the latest incident of the soldiers of the Thai side being killed, amounting to the total number of 21 killed in action and 1 killed as part of his duty or while conducting his duty. And this is the picture of the granary actually that was attacked. This is a clear example of the indiscriminate firing by the Cambodian troops or the Cambodian heavy artillery into Thailand, and of course affecting civilian lives and properties. In this case, incendiaries and fire on the granary itself. A quick look at the map here. Again, the Royal Thai Army's deputy spokesperson has already mentioned this. The clashes are still ongoing along the border, but the concentration seems to be focusing on now in this area under the responsibility of the 1st Army area. And of course, Ban Klong Pang, Ban Nong Chan, and Ban Nong Ya Kiao are the 3 areas under the attack or actually being having the confrontation between the 2 sides. So it is still ongoing, and we'll keep you updated as we have those information available. And the latest shelter centers numbers and statistics here, we have the latest number of 37 persons being collaterally affected by the clashes in recent days, with 1 civilian fatality, 1 person dead, and 6 injured as a result of the direct firing from the Cambodian troops. The temporary shelter now stands at 848. The number is down a little bit, considering that some of the areas may consider to be safe. So the local authorities have declared that safe and were able to allow people to return homes. Now, the number of people in the shelter are at 167,395 persons at the moment. Again, the number is down simply because the local authorities may declare that the local areas are safe, so they allow the local population to return. The affected hospitals, 20, and the sub-districts hospital of 197. And of course, please, my advice or our advice is that whenever you want to return home, please consult the local authorities, and they should be able to give you some advice of whether your localities are safe to return. So please listen to the advice only from the local authorities, from the Ministry of Interior in particular. And now advice for people who may seem to be affected by the mental health issue, and these are the 3 conditions or 3 points of note that we would like to advise the people to observe your next door neighbors to see whether they are fit, healthy people. If they don't seem to be fit because they seem to be depressed as part of the ongoing clashes, then you may need to seek consultations and advice from the local medical professionals or doctors. So these are the 3 S's that we would like to advise to the local people. If you happen to notice and detect something wrong with your next door neighbor, at the end of the day, please go and seek help from medical professionals. And last is the number to call, 1323. This is the mental health emergency number, 1323, if you need advice for any mental health issue. All right, so I believe that's all we have. And now for the Q&A, because of this session needs to have the time constraint and all that sort of thing, we would like to inform all of you that the Q&A session would be done after we've finished the live telecast as of now.